Hi YouTube family, it's a cold, gloomy, wet kind of evening. And I'm going to be making some delicious chicken soup tonight. I have my chicken nicely washed. I'm going to add salt. My kids are all under the weather and I want to make them something very nice and hearty tonight. I'm going to go in with some paprika just for some color and some extra heat. I like when I'm not feeling well to have a nice spicy soup. And we're going to go in with some black pepper. We're going to add some green seasoning to the chicken. Let me know what the weather is like at your end. And I'm going to go in with some Chinese sauce just to add some color and extra flavor to the chicken. And we're going to give this a nice little mix. All the measurements and ingredients I'm using today will be listed in the description box below. I'll leave the chicken to marinate until I finish peeling up all my provision and vegetables before we start cooking the chicken. And here are some of the provision and ingredients I'm using for my soup today. I have some cassava, green plantain. I just pulled a root of carrot from my garden today. I have a nice onion, lots of eddoes, and a sweet potato. Time to peel these up and get started with the soup. So here are the fresh ingredients I'm going to be adding to the soup. And here I have some basil, nice and fresh from the garden. I have some pepper here. I'm going to use half of this yellow and 2 marguerite for flavor. And I have lots of thyme here. That makes a big difference in the soup. Some onions and these lovely fresh green onions from the garden. I also pulled 1 fresh root of carrot from the garden. Look how nice and big and fresh this is. And I have 2 broadleaf of thyme. I'm going to chop all these fresh ingredients up and we will come back and put the soup together. So are you guys ready to put this soup together? I am ready. I have here all the chopped up ingredients. My ochro, some butternut squash, my plantain, sweet potato, cassava. Everything is now washed and clean. I have here my eddoes and I am using half of the carrots. So much I got from half, and the other half I'm going to use for something else later in the cooking process. But I'll show you. And then I have my fresh big batch of poi bhaji or Malabar spinach that we're going to add close to the end of the soup. And this hubby just picked from the garden. So in the pot I just added my seasoned chicken without any oil, and I'm gonna go in with some annatto infused oil. So here I have some annatto soaked in olive oil. I'm gonna add that to the pot. This is what the chicken is gonna cook in, and it's gonna develop a very beautiful, nice flavor and color for the soup. So we're gonna give this a mix. And we're gonna cook this chicken until its natural water is completely evaporated. So we're gonna add our sweet potato, cassava, and plantain. We're gonna go in with the eddoes and the carrots. And we're gonna give this a good mix with all that flavor from the chicken. I really like the color that the chicken have right now. So we know our soup is gonna have a beautiful color. When making a soup like this, you know that everybody will be happy because there is something in here for everyone in my house. So now it's time for us to go in with all the rest of the ingredients, and that's what I love about a soup. You can add anything that you like. You add all the ingredients at once and you just let the pot bubble away. So I'm gonna go in with my butternut squash or pumpkin. And this would add some sweetness and it will also add flavor and color to the dish. I'm gonna go in here with my onions, broadleaf thyme. We're gonna go in with the green onions. And we're gonna go in here with the fine thyme and my basil. We're gonna give this a good mix. And you can tell from the colorful looks of it, it's gonna be one delicious soup. I'm gonna add the pepper on the rest of the green onion a little bit down to the end of the cooking process. But for now, we have all the right ingredients. I'm gonna go in with some salt. We can always add now and add more later. We're gonna add some black pepper to this. A nice portion of black pepper really flavor up the soup well. And this is a pot full with fresh ingredients, and that's what you want to eat when you're not feeling well, because it brings out the hardiness in the soup. I'm gonna go in with some water so we can cook all that provision and the chicken. And we're gonna let this boil until everything is nice and soft. We can't have a nice hearty soup without some dumpling, and this will make my kids extra happy tonight. So I have here some brown sugar, a pinch of black pepper and salt. I have 1 tablespoon of butter. I have some dry flour to knead the dough. And I went ahead and blend half of the carrot that I had with a little bit of water, and that's what I'm gonna use to knead the dough. So I'm making a carrot dumpling today. You can add any ingredients to this flour mixture, but today I'm gonna go very simple with these few ingredients and make a delicious carrot dumpling for the soup. I will leave all the measurement and all the ingredients I'm using for the dumpling in the description box below. The soup is looking absolutely beautiful. The provisions are still cooking. They're not fully done yet, but the smell and the aroma in my kitchen is so beautiful. I like to make soup with bone in the chicken because it adds so much flavor to your soup and make it extra delicious. We're gonna add the butter, and it's not completely room temperature yet, but it's gonna get there by the time I knead the dough. I'm gonna go in with my brown sugar, and this will add a real nice sweetness to our dumpling. And we're gonna go in with our pinch of black pepper and salt. Now we're gonna take our time and add the liquid with the carrot, and that's what we're kneading this with. It's gonna have a beautiful color, and the texture and flavor will be amazing for this dumpling. I'm gonna go in with all, and of course I have to go in with my hands here to get all the ingredients well incorporated and make sure that the butter is fully distributed into the flour. And here is my carrot dumpling. Look how beautiful. There's little pieces of carrots. You can see the black pepper and the flavor is gonna be nice because it is super soft. So let me check on the soup before we add our dumplings. So look at this, what's going on here. Amazing, amazing goodness. One pot of amazing goodness. I'm gonna put the ochro now. We will add our pepper in here so it can cook. And we're gonna give that a mix. We're gonna add our spinach into the pot. And this is my Malabar spinach or poi bhaji. I just roughly chop them.
Looks delicious.
So we're gonna let them steam cook. And these will disappear in the soup because spinach always wilt down and you can never find them back. I'm just gonna make sure that it's cooking. And we're gonna start adding our dumplings now to the soup because we want our dumplings to cook as well. So you can see the goodness in here. All are invited for a nice warm bowl of soup. The weather is cold here. I don't know at your end what the weather is like, but it's really kind of gloomy and cold at my end. The dough is nice and soft and sticky, and we're gonna make them fine dumplings so it won't take up too much place in the pot. And then we're gonna drop these into the pots like that. And my pot is actually full. I didn't intend to make this much, but after adding everything to the pot, you always end up with a big pot of soup. But this is gonna be done in no time. So let me put these guys down. And once they float up back, you just let them cook for a little bit more, and then everything in the pot will be ready because all the provision and vegetable is already cooked. So we're just waiting for the dumplings now. So YouTube family, let me know what you think. This is that delicious pot of chicken soup, comfort food, soup for my kids and to feed my family with some delicious carrot dumpling, all fresh ingredients. Tell me what you think about this. I hope you'll make some delicious chicken soup and carrot dumpling this week because it is a super cold week and soup is very nice to warm up the soul. So let me plate up and I will let you know how the soup tastes. Here is my beautiful plate of comfort food. I have a piece of everything in here. So the kids are not feeling too great. I don't want to bother them. So I'm going to do the taste test behind camera tonight. And I'll go in for a piece of everything in this plate to make sure that I give you a proper review. I'm going to go in for some of that liquid gold and a piece of the cassava. Wow. Amazing. The flavor is on point. Everything is just right and so spicy. The perfect thing when you're sick and your mouth doesn't have a flavor. It really gives a beautiful flavor to the palate. I'm gonna go in for a piece of my carrot dumpling. And this was the kids' favorite in the soup. So nice, so soft, It have a little bit of sweetness to it from the carrot and the sugar, and it's really, really buttery. Complements the soup well. Eddo, well, I can't make the soup without tasting eddo because I know I'm gonna get a lot of upset viewer if I don't taste this eddo. So eddo is going in. Amazing. It just melt in my mouth. I have spinach, plantain, all the works here. So good and delicious. I'm gonna go in for piece chicken right here. And you guys, this is your mouthful. So good, so flavorful, and so delicious. So I can't stand here and have you guys waiting to see me eat everything. So I want to say, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you'll consider subscribing soon. Until then, I want to say stay blessed, stay safe. I love you guys. Bye for now.